Most people are investing in the wrong skills, not because they're lazy, not because they're not trying, because the framework they're using to decide what to learn was built for an economy that no longer exists. Think about what you've been told to do. Get certified, specialize, build expertise in one thing, and go deep. That advice worked in 2015. In 2026, it depends almost entirely on which thing you went deep on. Because AI doesn't replace workers evenly. It replaces specific skills. Some skills it makes more valuable, some it makes worthless. And most people have no systematic way to tell which is which. That's what this video is. Welcome back to Money in the AI Era. Over the last 3 weeks, we've built a framework together. Week 1, are your career savings actually on track? Week 2, why the 5-year rule for buying a house is broken. Week 3, which side hustles are dying and which ones are surviving. All 3 of those questions have the same variable underneath them: your skills, what you know how to do, and whether that knowledge is getting more or less valuable. This week, we answer the foundational question: which skills actually compound in the AI economy? Which ones are decaying? And how do you tell the difference before it's too late to do anything about it? Let's look at what the data says first. The World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs Report 2025 surveyed over 1,000 employers covering more than 14 million workers across 55 economies. Their finding: 39% of current skill sets will be disrupted or become outdated by 2030. That's in 4 years. But here's the number that gets buried in the headlines: 59% of the entire global workforce will need retraining by 2030. Not 10%, not 20, more than half. LinkedIn's 2026 Skills on the Rise report, published in February of this year, found the fastest-growing skills in the United States split into 2 parallel tracks: technical AI capabilities, including prompt engineering and AI implementation, and human-centered skills, including executive communications, leadership influence, and cross-functional collaboration. Both tracks are accelerating at nearly the same pace. And a Harvard Business School study analyzing nearly all U.S. job postings from 2019 through March 2025 found that structured and repetitive cognitive roles declined 13% following the launch of ChatGPT, while demand for analytical, creative, and leadership-intensive work grew 20%. The picture is clear. AI is not replacing jobs evenly. It is replacing skills selectively, and the selection process is accelerating. Every skill you have falls into one of 3 categories: compounding, decaying, or durable. The first category gets more valuable over time, especially as AI becomes more capable. The second is losing value fast, and AI is the primary cause. The third holds its value but requires active maintenance to stay relevant. Let's walk through each one. Compounding skills are the ones AI amplifies rather than replaces. Think about what AI is actually good at. It processes information, generates outputs, follows patterns, and executes defined tasks. What it cannot do is decide which problem to solve, build trust with another human being, navigate ambiguity without a defined outcome, or synthesize across domains in a way that produces original insight. That means the skills that compound in an AI economy are the ones that sit upstream of what AI does. Strategic judgment, the ability to decide which problems matter; complex communication, the ability to translate between technical reality and human context; domain expertise combined with AI fluency. Not just knowing a field, but knowing how to direct AI within that field in ways a generalist cannot. Systems thinking, understanding how things interact at a level that requires genuine experience to see, and client or stakeholder relationship skills, the kind of trust that is built across years, not generated in a prompt. The World Economic Forum's data confirms this. The fastest-growing skills through 2030 are analytical thinking, creative thinking, resilience and adaptability, AI and big data literacy, and leadership and social influence. Every one of those is a compounding skill. Every one of them gets harder, not easier, for AI to replicate as you develop them. And here's the math that matters. Skills with a compounding trajectory don't just hold value, they grow. A senior consultant who understands AI deeply is not competing with AI. They are using AI to do in 2 hours what used to take 2 weeks. That's not a 10% productivity gain. That's a structural change in what they can deliver. The second category is decaying skills. Decaying skills are ones where AI either already does the work better than most humans or is on a clear trajectory to do so within the next 2 to 3 years. Information retrieval, basic research and summarization, routine writing and editing, standard data analysis and reporting, template-based design work, repetitive coding tasks, transcription and translation of common language pairs. The Harvard Business School study put a number on this. Structured and repetitive cognitive roles declined 13% in job postings after ChatGPT launched. Not over a decade. In the first year. The WEF data echoes this. Skills seeing the largest decline in projected future demand include reading, writing, and mathematics at the basic level, manual dexterity and precision in repetitive contexts, and dependability and attention to detail as standalone qualifications. That last one is worth pausing on. Dependability and attention to detail used to be career capital. I show up, I don't make mistakes, I'm reliable. In 2026, that's table stakes, not a differentiator, because AI can be reliably accurate at scale in ways humans cannot. This doesn't mean those skills are worthless. It means they're no longer sufficient. If your career capital is primarily built on doing things reliably and accurately, you're competing against something that does those things at a fraction of the cost. The third category is durable skills. Durable skills hold value, but they require active maintenance. They're not compounding on their own, and they can decay if you don't tend to them. Trade expertise, licensed professional knowledge in law, medicine, accounting, engineering. Deep subject matter expertise in stable technical domains. Interpersonal skills in physical, local contexts. These skills are valuable because they have institutional, regulatory, or physical barriers that AI cannot cross. A licensed plumber doesn't need to worry about AI replacing their core work. A licensed attorney's judgment in a specific jurisdiction with specific case history isn't something a model can fully replicate. A doctor's clinical judgment in an examination room has real-world grounding that AI-assisted diagnosis doesn't fully cover. But here's what makes them durable rather than compounding. They don't automatically get more valuable as AI gets stronger. They maintain their value, and if you don't actively update them or if you rely solely on the credential rather than continuing to develop the underlying knowledge, they can erode. A durable skill combined with AI fluency can become compounding. A durable skill left static in a world where AI is accelerating everything else around it slowly loses relative value even if it holds absolute value. So how do you audit your own skill stack? 2 questions. Same framework we used last week for side hustles applied to your career capital. Question 1. Can AI do roughly 70% of what I'm being paid for without meaningful loss of quality in a fraction of the time? If yes, you have a decaying skill at the center of your career. The clock is running. Question 2. Does my employer or my client pay for what I output or for my judgment, my relationships, or my physical presence? If they're paying for the output and AI can generate similar output, you're in a vulnerable position regardless of your title. If they're paying for the judgment, the relationship, or the presence, you likely have a durable or compounding skill. Run those 2 questions honestly across every skill you're currently relying on for income. Not your resume, your actual income. What is someone actually paying you for today? Based on that audit, 3 moves this week. Move 1. Name your single, highest value compounding skill and invest 1 focused hour in it this week. Not a course, not a certification. 1 hour of deliberate practice or application at a higher level than what your day job usually demands. Move 2. Identify 1 decaying skill you're currently relying on for income and make a concrete plan to layer AI fluency on top of it. You don't exit the skill, you augment it. Someone who knows the domain and can direct AI within it has more value than someone who only knows the domain. Move 3. If you're primarily durable, which is actually a solid place to be, pick one compounding skill adjacent to your domain and start building it. A licensed professional who develops genuine AI fluency in their specific domain becomes significantly more valuable than one who treats AI as a threat to ignore. The people who navigate the next 4 years well are not the ones who are most credentialed. They're not the ones who are most experienced. They're the ones who correctly categorize their skills early enough to do something about it and then did something about it. Next week, we're answering the question underneath this one. If you're building career capital and generating side income, where do you actually put the money? We break down investing in the AI era. 401k versus Roth, index funds versus AI stocks, and the one allocation mistake most people in their 30s are making right now. If you want that, subscribe so you don't miss it. In the description below, every source I cited today is linked. The World Economic Forum Future of Jobs Report 2025. LinkedIn's 2026 Skills on the Rise report. The Harvard Business School Job Postings Study. Check the work. See you next week.